What's up, guys? Janendra here. Today I'm excited to introduce my comprehensive workshop on end-to-end research implementation using LLM. That means large language models like ChatGPT and AI tools. So, guys, I know you are very much tense about this research project, especially the final year research project. You will be having very less time duration, and perhaps you do not know how to start this project and how to do the implementation and how to progress and what are the things you have to have for PP1, what are the things you should have for PP2, and what should be end in your project, how should be end in your project to get the maximum results. So in this workshop I will be guiding and giving you the demonstration and providing you the tools and the resources and explaining the entire process. And also you are working with me in this research workshop. You and me, we are peer-to-peer working and implementing a real-time research project in a very less duration. You know, it is fantastic to do like that way, because after the arriving of these large language models like ChatGPT, you have got to know that you can do many things from these things, but many of, I meant like 95% or 99% guys, they do not know how to use the proper prompts to build up an entire project end to end without making mistakes, and finally how to get a workable output. Getting a workable output is a very tricky thing, but there is a way, because I have worked on this area for several years, not in the what we call the chat GPT and the things, because those things arrived recently, but I have gone through this research implementation for years, and I understood that the mistakes what we are getting while doing a project, the errors, how to handle these bugs, and how to get a workable output. Okay, what are the things the supervisors are expecting, those things. So we will be guiding you this thing, because I have worked with some of the projects, and because I understood that when doing with the quality with multiple projects, I also frustrated. So by giving you this guidance, by giving you this complete knowledge, uh, perhaps definitely you can do your own project without outsourcing your project. So there is a whole idea of this one. Okay, so there is no this type of workshop available in YouTube or any other platforms, because uh, uh, there should be a person who has faced the similar type of field and understood that how to fix these errors. So I'm a person who is industrial wisely working in this domain. So I know that in which area we are getting difficulties. So I made this course by considering all those facts. The final outcome of this project is somehow to get a workable output to demonstrate to your research idea and your research implementation to the panel and get the maximum marks. Okay, and while I'm working with these areas, I have made the certain frameworks, my own framework, particularly for image processing task, that means the computer vision based task, and also the NLP task, like the chatbots and the things, and also the BCI task, brain computer interface tasks. Like that way, I have made my own frameworks to get the implementation very easily. So I will provide that resource also to you. So then by defining your problem, you can easily work on that area. So you don't want to hesitate for anything. Just come to the workshop and work. Then finally, you can come up with your own project. So I will show you what are the things what we are going to focus in this workshop. These are the areas what we are doing. First of all, there are certain domains we have to identify. According to your problem statement, we have to identify what are these domains. I have classified these domains as artificial intelligence, machine learning, and deep learning. That is into one category. Computer vision and image processing task, it is another category. The natural language processing, that means the NLP task, that means built-in chatbots and sentiment analysis tools like that way. Those are to another category. Brain-computer interface, the research related to neuroscience and the EEG-based researchers, and human-computer interaction, cybersecurity, Internet of Things, and the robotic simulations. And here I will be guiding how to build up your own simulation using the VBot and the Gazebo simulations. If you are working in a project related to robotics, that will be a very good chance you to do your project by your own. And how to and in the last in the many cases we want to develop a mobile app, and also in some cases we want to develop a web applications. So some of our guys, they do not know how to make a mobile app and how to make a web app easily. So these things I will be explained here. So if your project is related to image processing, there is a special way of doing that way. And if it is if your project is related to the machine learning and the deep learning, there is a certain ways, there are certain prompts we have to do. Like that way, these all the other areas also, there are certain defined prompts you have to use. Then only you can identify your problem clearly. That is the first thing you want to do. After that, you know that the data collection is the main difficulty when we are involving in the research projects. But there are some repositories, uh, but even you cannot enter to the repository. You can artificially generate data which is similar to the real type data. So you can do like that way. Those are exactly behaving as the real-time data. So, but according to the domain, there are some restrictions. But in many cases, you can artificially generate. There are certain libraries to do that way. So that part also I will be explaining. And also the web scraping. In some cases, we have to go to the websites and get some data. That process is the web scraping, and the complete knowledge of the web scraping also explained in here. And in some cases, we have to work with the APIs. Suppose if you are doing a project related to transfer learning, that means building a chatbot or natural language processing task, we have to use APIs. Then how do we use APIs, and how do we build our own project? That part also we will be explaining there. And the implementing the proof of concept, many guys, they are lacking of the knowledge of what is this proof of concept. I can consider the proof of concept, or the POC, is a minor, or the first version of your entire project. That means it is a workable output which entirely explaining your total project. Because when you are doing a research project, means you are implementing something new. Now you have to show to the panel that this thing can be achievable. This new thing can be achievable. How do we show this new thing is achievable? That is by the implementation that you are doing. Your implementation up to now has to be transparent enough to understand the entire project. That is called the proof of concept. Or otherwise, I can consider proof of concept is a prototype which explain your total project. That means you can't just implement something and tell that this is our PP1 and we have covered 50% of that one. No, that is not enough. You have to do the proof of concept. Then only the panel will understand these guys have done 50%. Okay, that means it is something which can be transparent enough to understand the total project, and it is achievable. Uh, so that thing we will be explaining how to get that one like that way. And the memory handling, in some cases, while we are working with the AI models, while using ChatGPT and or any other large language model, in some cases we are missing now. We cannot understand what is the previous thing what we have worked, because while doing with the research project, in some cases it will be taking too much time. So we want to get a break. So how do we manage the things? So that part I'm considering as this memory handling of the prompts. How do we do that one? We will be explaining that one. The major difficulty, that is the next thing, the error handling. While we are working, even we are getting the instructions and the code from the chat GPT also, those are not accurate. In some cases, in many cases, the code is not working properly. So how do we get the accurate code? How do we fix the bugs of the code that the chat GPT is providing? Okay, there are certain strategies we can work and get the real output. That means workable code we can get. Okay, that is that part I'm considering as the error handling. And the next thing, at the end, what we want to have a demonstrable output. So we want to get a gracefully and built project. So that is our final thing. That means we have to somehow get a workable project. And also, bonus to these things, I will be explaining how to explain your project to the panel logically and in a effective manner, and how to get high marks, how to impress your panel about your domain knowledge and what are the things you have done, and how is your implementation, what is the proof of concept, and how is your future focus, those things. So somehow after finishing this workshop, you will be getting something big and you can get maximum marks for your research projects. Okay, that's it, guys. So Jinendra is signing off for today, and we'll meet another day. Thank you very much.